Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order. We have the prayer and the pledge by Councilman Ron Davis.
Heavenly Father God, thank you, dear Lord, for allowing us to be here on this day. Dear Lord, we pray and we ask that you be present in this meeting, that we make our decisions and stuff according to your will. Merciful Father God, we ask the blessings of all of the decisions which we make, the amendments, the resolutions, and all that it may serve the people in which we have to serve. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Pro Tem Ricky Gonsalas.
Present.
Councilmember Brooke Marcotte. Here. Councilmember Warren White.
Here.
Councilmember Troy Como.
Here.
Councilmember David Merrill.
Here.
Councilmember Ron Davis.
Here.
Councilmember Dan Darrell.
Here. Item 1, any comment cards? None? Okay, please remember to silence your phone. And we go to item 2A.
Acceptance of the minutes, regular meeting of September 16th, 2025, which will be published on October 11th, 2025.
I need a motion.
Moved.
Second.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Ricky Gonsalas, and a second by Councilman Ron Davis. Is there any discussion on our minutes of September 16th?
Oh, we have a amended.
No, that's just them.
We good? Any discussion on it? Seeing none, please vote your machines. Item 3A. We were good. We're good. I think it was already in.
Special ordinance number 2025-2026-01, an ordinance adopting the budget of revenues and expenditures for the city of New Iberia for fiscal year ending October 31st, 2026.
I need a motion to open our budget public hearing.
Motion. Second.
Councilman David Merrill, Councilman Ron Davis. Is there anyone here to discuss this item? Hearing seen none, I need a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Ricky Gonsalas and Councilwoman Brooke Marcotte. Now, I need the main motion.
Motion.
Second.
Councilwoman Brooke Marcotte and Councilman Warren White. Is there any discussion on this item? Hearing and seeing none, please vote your machines. We just adopted our new budget. Thank y'all. Item 3B.
Special ordinance number 2024-2025-23, an ordinance amending the budget to adjust within 5% for fiscal year 2024-2025.
I need a motion to open this public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Ricky Gonsalas, Councilwoman Brooke Marcotte. Anyone from the public on this item? Seeing none, I need a motion to close.
Motion.
Second.
Councilman David Merrill and Councilman Warren White. Now I'm looking for the main motion.
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Ron Davis and Councilman Warren White. Is there any discussion on the main motion? And I'd ask you to vote your machines. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, 3C. Another copy machine. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Ordinance number 2025-27, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to negotiate and execute a lease agreement by and between the city of New Iberia and Applied Business Concepts LLC for the lease of a copy machine for the wastewater department.
I need a motion to open this public hearing.
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Ricky Gonsalas.
Second.
Councilman Ron Davis. Is there any public comment on this item? Hearing seen none, I need a motion to close.
Motion. Second.
Councilman David Merrill, Councilman Ron Davis. Now I'm looking for the main motion.
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Ricky Gonsalas
Second.
and
Second.
Councilwoman Brooke Marcotte. Is there any discussion on this copy machine?
So Mayor, this is 131.52 a month
Yes, sir, it's a lease.
to lease. Okay. And all the other things are included.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's pretty good.
That's a good deal.
That's
That's a good
too
deal.
good
I
to be
think we're
true.
gonna have more of those.
Yeah, all right.
Everybody good? And please vote your machines. Thank you very much. 4A.
Resolution number 25-116, a resolution appointing Crystal Beyonce to the Hopkins Street Economic Development District as the mayor's designee.
And as needs to be, she is here tonight. Thank you for coming. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Ricky Gonsalas, Councilwoman Brooke Marcotte. Is there any discussion on this appointment? Yes, sir.
I just want to thank her for getting that position. I know she's going to do a good job. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
I say she'll be a great asset to the Economic Board. I work with many project with us, and she know how to put something together in a matter of minutes. So I think she'd be great for that board.
Good.
Yep. She's a,
Yes, sir.
yep. Crystal, congratulations. It takes, courage to step up and serve on the board for the city. We're looking for more people like you. So if there's anything we can do for you, please reach out.
I've had the pleasure of working with her when she was at the park, and she's back at the park. So I'm having the pleasure of working with her again in another position.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you. We need more people to step up, and this board is on the cusp of really doing some good stuff. We have the Dore property, we have some things we're trying to develop. We're talking about just a lot of bigger picture things, so really glad you're there. Any other discussion? Yes, sir.
Crystal, it's glad to have you on board. I've seen you around quite a bit, public service, and of course, you before going into this situation, so looking forward to working with you. Like the mayor said, there's a lot of stuff going on and stuff, and we're open for new ideas and, boots on the ground. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Thank you for joining the board. We appreciate it, and everything you do for the community. You're always everywhere involved, so that's great. Thank you.
Right, good, then please vote your machines. Thank you very much. 4B,
Resolution number 25-117, a resolution approving change order number 1 for the American Rescue Plan Act One Block at a Time Sheet Metal Roof Replacements Project, and authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documentation in connection therewith.
Dee Dee's no longer here, but I always have to say it because she trained me. It's a credit. It's a credit. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I got it circled, Mayor.
I'm having fun. Before I forget, because I normally do, let me get a motion in a second. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Ricky Gonsalas, Councilman Ron Davis. Thank y'all. All right, David.
All right, good evening. So, the sheet metal roof project for One Block at a Time did wrap up. The contractor completed all the projects. We have the substantial completion on the next item on the agenda, but for this item, we had two houses that were removed from the scope of work, and there was a credit established because that house was in the contract. So, between the work that, like these old houses, so they did have some repair work that had to get done on a few of them, actually almost every one of them. But between the credit and the extra work, we ended up with a positive value of $14,500 that will be coming back to the city.
Yeah, and what we're gonna do, when it's over, when there's no more houses and no more projects to be done, whatever's left, we'll look at the alternates, because we don't wanna send the money back. But again, I wanna wait till we're finished with everything we committed to make sure there's no change orders or something to eat that money up. But we already have a list of alternates. It's people still call, and it's unfortunate, but they still call to try to get in. That ended at the end of '24. There's nothing we could do about it. So we can't add any new people, but we thought about it and had a couple of alternates picked out so that if we have money left, we'll go to those alternates. Yes, sir.
Question on that. The two houses, why they were credited?
The city can answer that one. That's the one house, I believe they already put a roof on the house.
Yeah,
Okay.
both
all
of
right.
them. Both
That was
of
my
them
question.
are-
When I saw it, I'm looking at it.
Both of them, they had free roofs coming, but it took a while.
Okay.
They went ahead and re-roofed the houses, so it took our project away.
All right. And those, like you say, the alternate, because it was already over at the end of the year, we couldn't use that money for
No,
the other two?
right,
Okay.
right.
That was my
So
question.
we'll just see what's left at the end, and if we
Okay.
can help somebody else, we will,
All
from
right.
that list.
All right. Okay.
So
Yes, sir.
the credit has to be used on a roof or?
It can only be used on the roof for that through ARPA, and it can only be used on an alternate that's already
right, right.
named,
Already named,
is
yeah.
already met the requirements and meets all the legal qualifications. Yep. Any other questions or comments? Everybody good? Please vote your machines. Thank you very much. 4C.
Resolution number 25-118, a resolution approving certificate of substantial completion for the American Rescue Plan Act One Block at a Time Sheet Metal Roof Replacements Project, and authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documentation in connection therewith.
I need a motion.
Second.
Councilman Dan Dahl, Councilman Ron Davis.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Why in the resolution we have BR Construction and on the contract we have Buford
Because I made a
Roofing?
mistake.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was just wondering, I didn't know if they subbed them out.
No, it
Oh,
was just,
okay.
it was just an error.
No, no problem.
A very uncommon error. Not
I'm
often
sorry,
made by
I was
this
just
particular person.
thought it was subbed out. I am so sorry. That I read it.
You know how to use ChatGPT?
You well on, man.
Yeah. Any other discussion on this item besides my clerk?
Doesn't happen often.
Our clerk's upset.
Everybody's good?
I'm chilling.
Please vote your machines.
Don't ask me for nothing.
Remember, that was Mr. Doyle that asked.
Yeah, that's it. It wasn't anybody else but Mr. Dahl.
Please be clear.
Lady, think to the right, not the left.
That was fun. 4D.
Resolution number 25-119, a resolution awarding 6 and 12-month bids for supplies and authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documentation in connection therewith.
Yes, I'm gonna have Bobette come up before we make the motion, because we have a few changes. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, good evening. On the resolution for the road materials, we're looking to postpone this. We still have some questions on the bids that came in. So we're looking to postpone the award of the bid just, until we get those, questions answered.
Okay.
And also on the 30-yard dumpsters, it's gonna actually go to two different, vendors. The Republic Services will do the street sweeper, the yard waste, and the construction debris dumpsters. And the other one was.
Waste Connections by you?
Yes.
Yes.
Waste Connections by you will have the household debris dumpsters. They were the low bidders.
Yes, sir.
Gonna have to make an amendment to remove the road material from the authorized list that we voted on for sure. The other one just will be a change.
Yes.
We're gonna have to
Yeah,
make that, we're gonna
that's
have to-
true.
Oh, yeah, no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because it's
Yeah,
on
just
there,
making
we
sure
have
we-
to, yeah.
Yeah. And
That
we'll
was
do
my
an
question
amended,
as well.
where
Yeah.
we go from there. Is there any other changes?
No, that's it.
Okay. So, Mayor Pro Tem, you want to offer up an amended?
Yeah, so I'll make an amended motion that we remove the bid for the road material from the original list and amend the two contractors as stated by Babette Lestrap for the dumpsters, amended that the two companies are represented in the bid.
Okay, so I have an amended, I have a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Second, Councilwoman Brooke Marcotte. Is there any discussion on this amended motion?
No.
Everybody good?
I bet that covers everything.
We do have a couple of them, we're still in, evaluating that we hope to have it next
That you
week.
just
That's what I
bring
got a
next week.
question too.
Okay, not on this
For
bid.
tonight, we're
Right,
good.
for tonight, yes.
Okay.
that's
I
it.
got a question too.
Okay, let's vote,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Go
And-
ahead, yeah, let's go.
Okay, so let's vote on the amended motion. Make sure that passes. Everybody good? All right, thank you. Councilman David Merrill.
Yeah, the couple of questions you had for the bids, what are they about?
Well, it's just, looking at what was submitted by the vendor, by the proposers,
Okay.
just to make sure that they meet our bid specs.
Okay, all right. Because right now, the way it's looking, are they not meeting some of our aspects or what?
Well, I'm not sure, I still have some questions I need to get
Okay.
answered.
When you find out
From
about
legal.
that, please let us
Yeah.
know so we can go back over that.
I sure will.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
because once she finds out, we'll bring it back to bid on
Cool.
it, to vote on it.
All right.
And then she has some other bids that haven't come back, so
Okay.
we'll be doing this.
That's
you know,
fine.
Next couple meetings. Everybody good? So, any more discussion on the amended motion that's on the floor? And we done?
Yep.
We done, thank you.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
4E.
So wait, did we amended the motion? Did we vote on the motion as amended?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We did, and then David had a little bit more discussion.
Okay.
40? Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
Resolution number 25-120, a resolution approving a 4% general increase for municipal classified employees to become effective November 1st, 2025.
If you remember, this is in our new budget.
Correct.
We normally give a 2%, we gave a 4% raise. So, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman David Merrill and Mayor Pro Tem Ricky Gonsalas, is there any discussion on this item?
I think it's
Yes, sir.
Is
good.
it across the board?
It's across the board for municipal, except for department heads.
Good, good. And I was looking at the paperwork.
That's-
That's good.
What's that? Yeah, all full-time.
That's
It's a
considered
good little
cost of
raise too
living
from
raise?
what you're looking at.
Yeah, in other words, we always give a 2% cost of living raise, and then in addition to that, we gave an additional 2%.
4%.
Not,
Sir.
it's not tied to evaluations,
No,
it's
sir, it's
cost of
not.
living,
It's
cost of
across,
living.
across the board.
Okay.
You had a question?
Yeah, no, no, I just a comment, just think that, anytime that, we have an opportunity to reward our employees in the city for the work that they do representing our residents, I think we need to seize that opportunity. And speaking to the mayor, he thought this was a good time, and I applaud the efforts that we're gonna do. I think they're gonna truly appreciate it.
Well, yeah, I think,
I have to say the same.
Yeah.
I'm thinking because of the fact that the times we're living in right now with the cost of things and everything, this is perfect for some of those workers to be able to get that.
you're right.
And to explain it, because I wish we could do more. Okay,
Right.
when I looked at this, I said, well, okay, and I don't know if that's true or not, but you hear it all the time, and I'm not knocking anybody, but that employee at McDonald's makes $15 an hour.
Right.
I went ahead and looked. I didn't think I could, but I thought maybe. You gotta think positive. So I said, well, what if I take our lowest workers and put them at 15? Well, because we're in a civil service structure, and there's all these different categories and levels, and there has to be gaps between them, if you brought our low workers to, a rate to $15 an hour, it would have cost us $850,000 this year alone. We can't do that.
Nope.
And there's no way, I wish there was, there's no way to reward the guy who's busting his, what, for that, lower pay and not go up the ladder. Because I went to the state, I've tried that. I had meetings with a guy who was kind of an expert on it. I tried to change the structure, and there's no way to do that in civil service. So the next item is another thing to discuss, and I'll tell you what we're doing with that when we get to it. That helps a little bit. So we did what we could afford to do this year. I am hoping that in future years, we could continue, to make this happen. Just to not close that gap a little bit,
So Mayor, the bottom line is that all the employees get a 4%, but the brackets get 2%.
Yeah, on the next item, the brackets get 2%. And if that had been done every budget year, we wouldn't be so far
Correct.
behind. So that means the base pay goes up by 2%, and when the new person comes in, it's just a little bit higher. Had we continued to do that, or over the years, it would have greatly helped us where we are. But that's the next item.
Mayor,
Oh, and the unclassified workers, Babette's texting me, the full-time unclassified, right, okay.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
at one point, was it their cost of living was implemented versus just 2%? I remember some years there's a cost of living, so if it was 3.5%, they would get 3.5%. But if the cost of living went down, I think it went down,
Yeah,
or something.
long
And so
before I
all of a
got
sudden,
here,
they started just give a
yes.
flat 2%.
Long before I got here, or when you and I were on when I was the pro, it's always
Yeah.
been 2% for a very long time.
Like that when I was on the council. It's
Right, when
2%.
we were together. So
But
I
there's a
think
possibility that the structure in the next few years could change, maybe.
maybe. Well, look at this. We're going to 4. So,
Yeah.
in the time we have left together, if we think we can
Yeah.
afford it, every year we'll take it on a case-by-case basis and see what we think we can
I'm
do.
talking about the structure of the employees and their positions and where they start versus where we can't do much because if one gets one, they all got to get it. But we talked, and you just said you talked to people in the state.
Oh, I
to
have
try
been trying to
that.
change the whole structure.
Right, the whole
Yeah.
structure of that part,
Yeah,
so we
if I
could pay
could-
them more and give them more responsibility, so they
Correct.
can have a better living. But it's just, it's not the city, it's really a state.
It's a state thing, yeah, because I
State
have
thing,
talked
yeah.
to them and tried to figure out how could we change the structure.
That's a
So-
big improvement from when we've been on the council all these years, 4%, because it was only 2%. That was it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Everybody good? Then please vote your machines. Thank you. 4F.
Resolution number 25-121, a resolution amending the municipal classified employee salary structure to reflect a 2% increase.
That's as we just kind of talked about, that's just to raise the base pay of those positions, so we don't fall further behind. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Councilman Brooke Marcotte and Councilman Warren White. Is there any discussion on this item? Kind of already did. Everybody good? Then please vote your machine. Thank you all very much. 4G.
Resolution number 25-122, a resolution approving the 2026-2027 capital outlay project priority list.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Dan Doyle, and I don't know who was, Councilman Ron Davis. It was close.
Yeah, that's good.
This is our capital outlay. Any questions or comments?
I do.
Yes, sir.
The animal shelter money.
Money. Sir.
Yes.
Not
That
sure.
money is
We're
not
gonna have a
gonna-
discussion.
Right, because
We're
that's
gonna have
not gonna, that's gonna change that money.
Well, we don't know yet what we're doing.
Right, but what I'm saying, I know we voting on it like that tonight, but it's
Yeah.
part of this right here. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
the
it
question.
might not even be in the capital
That's what
outlay.
I'm
I don't know
talking
what's
about.
gonna happen.
You know,
That,
so-
that, we're gonna talk about it when we get to item, I got a little discussion.
Okay.
To hedge our bet, not knowing where we are heading,
right.
I'll put it in.
Okay, all right.
But whether we're gonna need it, whether that's really gonna, the path we go down, I don't know.
Yes,
It's
we
very
got-
easy
yeah.
to take something off,
Right,
so.
okay.
Everybody good?
So, Mayor,
Yes, sir.
when you say priority, this is the list in which we propose to
We
go.
send it to the state in a list that we all approve, okay? And it is like a priority. I just kind of
Okay,
went
this
down
is-
the list.
okay.
So that's a priority. That doesn't mean that's what we're gonna get.
Right.
It's a very fluid thing, let's put it that way. Been the mayor for 9 years. This is my 9th or 8th capital outlay, okay? You get calls from your reps, you get calls from Baton Rouge, you're going back and forth, and they at times, they will tell you, because they're having discussions and debates, and they're doing that for every community, that they'll say, you're gonna get 1, 3, and 5.
And it changes.
All I've ever done is say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, because it's great for Baton Rouge to fund anything. But we don't always get it exactly like we asked for it. Different administrations have different priorities. They might say, well, we don't fund this kind of thing right now. We'd like to fund this. But I say yes for whatever we can get.
So is anything on the list a repeat from last year that we're requesting for?
Yeah, we have to keep,
Street improvements and all that stuff.
yeah, see, like street improvements, I'll go down them real quick. Street improvements, they gave us $500,000 this year, which will be cash and will be awarded pretty soon. We have another item that we're gonna tie that cash up tonight to do more engineering for streets. We don't have it yet, okay? But in theory, and it doesn't work all the time, in theory, if they give you the engineering or the architecture money 1 year, they normally give you the project the next year. So I went ahead and calculated for the $500,000 they give me this year, the 10% fees, we should ask for $5 million next year. So that's kind of how that works. On the drainage, they gave us $440,000 of engineering money this year. So I'm using it this year, so I asked for 4.2 million next year. And those are two things that the present mood in Baton Rouge is to fund infrastructure, is to
Correct.
catch the whole state up on drainage and roads and bridges. We don't have any bridges, thank God. But all of those things that have been lacking of investment by the state. So that seems to be the
Be pretty good.
order of the day of they
Yes.
want to fund that.
Right.
Okay? Well, if they want to fund it, I want to ask for it. The Dore property, remember we have $1 million and we're trying to match that million. So I asked for 3 million and we'll just see what happens. We asked for that last year, so that's a repeat. The improvements to buildings in the city park, that'll spur a whole nother discussion. That is the Sugarcane Festival building, in which they have $500,000 cash for us this year, and this 3.1 million. But we can't touch either one of those until the transfer happens.
Correct.
And the transfer has not happened. So we are in limbo waiting for that. We put the animal shelter just as a placeholder and just hedging our bet on financing. The crime center infrastructure, if you remember, Governor Landry was gracious enough to send us $250,000 for our crime camera system. We use that to put some additional cameras and some additional LPR readers. They are spending money and looking at the safety of our state all over the place with a whole lot of things going on. So we decided we would ask for $500,000 and take anything we got to add to our crime camera system. And then the last one, we have an elevator that the holding cells, it brings the prisoners from the first floor to the second floor to go to court. That way they're not parading around the whole building. It's secure. It's safe for our public. It's safe for them, I guess you could say. So they are secured up and down. The elevator comes to this floor as well. It doesn't go to the fourth floor. It's the original elevator. All the other elevators have been renovated, but this elevator is the original 1960
Right.
elevator.
Well,
So it needs some help. So I put this in, hoping, maybe we could get it to replace and kind of retrofit that elevator. If not, at some point, we're gonna have to take our money and do it.
Right.
I mean, I ride in it every day, it's cool, but it needs some maintenance. They have to
time.
come about every 4 months and check it and add some fluid and do a few things to it, so, anyway. But that kind of reviews our capital outlay ask.
Mary?
Yes, sir.
On the elevator, you might want to put to transfer prisoners to court. That might,
I did.
Safety.
Oh, I did on the
Okay.
thing, yeah, no, that's how I sent it to the state.
not for you to write.
Yeah, I don't need her, I can take the stairs,
Seems like
but.
a low number for elevators.
I did, yeah, it's really small. I asked them and they told me 200, so,
Okay.
I got an elevator. The
didn't
guy
know you
that
got
comes
that
and does the maintenance on it constantly. Yeah, it's not for me, it's for the prisoners. Well, I told that story first. I just mentioned it goes to the third floor. Anybody else?
Remember who's asking this question?
Yeah, it's always Councilman, it's always come from that.
Problem child.
He's got all the experience, that's what it is. All right, anybody else? Everybody good? Please vote your machines. Thank you all very much. And as it plays out and as the session goes, I'll keep y'all posted.
Okay,
It's always kind of the fun part.
cool.
Breach.
Resolution number 25-123, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a cooperative endeavor agreement by and between Hospital Service District Number 1 of Iberia Parish, doing business as Iberia Medical Center, and the City of New Iberia related to cancer screening services for the New Iberia Fire Department.
I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Councilman Troy Como, Councilwoman Brooke Marcotte. This is to provide the testing for our fire department because unfortunately firemen have been exposed to so many chemicals and so much stuff fighting fires that they have a pretty bad rate of cancer. This is to try to detect it early and deal with that.
So they check it every year? They all get checked?
Yes.
Is this new?
This is new.
Okay.
This is new.
So this has not been happening before? Okay.
It never had it before. It
Right.
should have been. It's motivated by the state. They put that together, so it's a new law, basically, and we're just
that's a
trying to,
good
it's a great thing because,
yeah.
they
Yeah.
need it, but this catches us up to follow the state statutes.
Because it developed around the country already.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Questions, comments, everybody good? Yes, sir.
I understand the need for it. It's a great idea. But I was just thinking about the other workers, more or less, like a sewer department that's exposed to so many other chemicals and things along that line. And I don't know how the law is written or,
Yeah, it's just for firemen, and firemen have a higher rate than any other department, more than sewer, more than, it's very prevalent because of the foam they use, because of other chemicals that, when a fire's on, it releases. Asbestos burning,
Correct.
those kind of things. So I don't think there's any other municipal department that has nearly the rate of cancer.
Okay, I was just curious.
But I mean, if the state says we need to do something else, I'd be glad to do it. But as far as I know, it's driven by those real high stats.
Okay.
Everybody good? Please vote your machines. Thank you. Aye.
Resolution number 25-124, a resolution awarding contract to Bayrard Habits and Associates for the street improvements project, FPNC number 50 ML1 2501, and authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documentation in connection therewith, all contingent upon approval from the Office of Facility Planning and Control.
I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Tim Ricky Gonsalas, and who had the second?
David.
Councilman David Merrill. This is the $500,000 that we were given by the state. And so what I want to do is award it to Bayrard Habits to start the engineering. Now, it won't do every road we have left, okay? As we finish up, which we're just starting, so, it's beginning to roll, it will roll all next year. The $17.1 million that we're spending on roads, the $12.5 million that we already spent on roads, the $1 million grant that we got to do Iberia Street, so throw that in the pot. When you do all of that, we still have probably $15 million worth of roads that we have not touched.
Correct.
Okay? We've made a really good effort, which is way more than, in time of an administration, we have spent, we'll have spent $30 million. But we won't get there. So the engineering will do for what we're gonna receive next year of the 5 million. So if we get the 5 million, I wanted to have all the engineering done, and my thought, it doesn't always work. My thought process was while those contractors are here working, if we start on the engineering now, y'all know it takes about a year. By the time they would be wrapping up at the end of next year,
Might be able to have some more money.
we might be able to have this other $5 million, have
Correct.
the engineering done and put it out to bid. So then that means when we leave here, and you have to think of that, there would be about $10 million left of roads, but we would have put a real lick in it. So this jump starts us and lets us get ahead of that curve, so before those contractors leave, because 5 million is not nearly as big as the 17 million that we're bidding out. So while they're here, before they demobilize, before they leave, before they go get work somewhere else, and we don't have any bidders, which has happened, it would be a good way to try to keep this council, myself, our momentum going.
I like that.
So,
Probably get a better bid too.
that's
Correct.
exactly right, sir.
Exactly.
So Mayor,
Instead of coming
Yes,
back
sir.
later.
so the fee that we'll be paying the engineers doesn't mean that we're gonna get the money, but we're gonna pay them.
And I made sure that I asked the engineers, and I kind of know from my business, what is the lifespan of these drawings?
Yeah.
Okay? Are they gonna become, where they're, not applicable anymore?
Yeah.
They won't, because you test the streets, okay? The next 5 years, if we're out of here, or some of you might be on your next term, those plans will still be fresh. They will still be ready to go, and nothing will have changed. Because the beauty part of it is, I didn't say they were good, but the streets that are left, remember, because we started with the worst and addressed them first, the streets that are left in the 15 million will be the better streets, because we've always picked the worst streets. So we're not gonna do these set of plans and all of a sudden they're gonna be obsolete.
That's all I was wondering.
Yes, I thought that's where you were heading. So they will still be fresh enough to bid that if it's not this administration and the next administration, figures out how they're gonna do some roads, it will still be applicable.
We don't have to spend any extra money.
Right, right. And he'll just do $500,000 worth.
Correct.
Which will be about the 5 million. And it won't have, of course, the site supervision or the inspections in it, because whenever they kick that project off, you
Then
don't
you
pay them
gotta
for
do it.
something they're not doing.
Correct.
Then the next, whenever that is, or unless we get lucky and find some more money, it might be us, then we'll worry about picking up the administrative costs and the, administering the project.
Right.
We're not paying for something we're not getting. Everybody good? Please vote your machines. Thank you. I think this one's proactive. This is giving us a jump.
And that's gonna be done in 2025, this year or next year?
Well, we have to wait for facility planning to say go.
Okay.
So let's just say that's another month or two and our paperwork's filled out, then as soon as that does, I'll sign the contract.
They're probably going into 2026.
Yeah, probably the beginning of
Yeah,
26.
probably that's what
It'll
I
take them all year to do the engineering.
Correct.
And they'll be doing it while they're working on the other projects. Which will be good. Thank y'all. Okay, 5A.
Introduction of ordinance number 2025-28, an ordinance amending approved budget allocations for American Rescue Plan Act funds received by the city of New Iberia and setting for a public hearing on October 21st, 2025.
This is paperwork that we have to do with money spent for ARPA. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Mayor Pro Tem Ricky Gonsalas,
Second.
second, Councilwoman Brooke Marcotte. Is there any questions or comments? And we'll have more of these, just adjusting ARPA as we go. What's that? 5A?
What is the amendment? Is there any changes, Laney, on the green sheet?
I don't think so.
No? Okay, just checking.
Yeah, it just wasn't in.
Okay. It wasn't, I just wanna make sure.
Yeah. Okay, everybody good? Please vote your machines. Thank you, thanks. Madam Clerk, 6A.
Discussion related to animal control services.
Okay. I thought I'd try to bring you up to speed, and I knew that somebody, probably David, would ask me a question about the Capitol Island. So I'll tell you where we are, all right? The parish has sent us a letter that says we quit, okay? We have 5 months from now that they quit, okay? I'm still fleshing out all of our possibilities. a new building is very expensive. That might be an option. If you could find, and I have ridden my wheels off, if you could find an existing building that you did not disrupt the residential, because dog shelters are very loud, that you're not disrupting a business, you're not putting it in an area that people are gonna complain, you're not putting it next to a residential subdivision. If you found a building, you could, of course, retrofit a building for probably half of what you could build a building. So I've been investigating that, okay? I tried to partner with a nonprofit. While they would love to help, it's not a mesh, it's not a fit. Partnering with the nonprofit that I tried to, it's just a whole different way of looking at things, and they are more sanctuary. And they're also very concerned that we would overrun them with too many dogs, and they're struggling as it is. So regardless of, because if I could have gone to them, I thought the dogs would have the best treatment in the world. If I could spend the same money that I'm spending and go to them, I'd do it. So it's not off the table, but it's not really shaping up like our two missions are the same. I don't know. I haven't given up on it yet, but I'm not positive that's going to work. If we borrow money, I looked at that scenario, then the city's on the hook for a 10-year note. So that could be good, that could not be good. Then I thought about, so I added it to our capital outlay request and said, well, I'll put it in, I got a placeholder for it. You can't make up things after you send them. You know, there's a little time frame that you could squeeze something in, but they really don't like to be surprised.
Right.
So I said, okay, I'll put it in. And then, of course, in the back of my mind, I'll think of something else in case I could take it out, all right? Well, can I get $1 million for this? Something else. So anyway, I put it in. We still have not, they said it would take 30 days. We're over 30 days. We still don't have our public records request. And I really wanted that information before I made decisions. So don't have that. We checked on it again today, and crickets, you know, so we don't have it yet. So I'm waiting on that because that could help give me information to you know, disseminate and make decisions. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I know time's ticking. I didn't put this deadline on us. It was placed on us. But I'm not gonna rush. I'm gonna try to come back with real solutions. But I just felt people are asking me, so it was something that I wanted to bring up. So any discussion, comments?
Well, I think you brought it up and need to be talked about. 'Cause we're right at the end of the year. You already sent us a letter already. So we have to get in ball game and work with each other to try to see what's the next step. You know? Because constituents going to be calling you guys. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to be able to have some type of
Yep.
answers to be able to let them know what we're looking forward to. You know?
And in politics, it's just like life. We didn't ask ourselves to get put in this situation, but once you're in, you can't get out. So we'll work together as we always do, but we just need a little more information before we can decide, you know, what we're going to do.
So Mayor.
Yes, sir.
We've been looking into what it would take to own a shelter and all of the other, let's say, requirements that may be needed. And I know also we will need manpower. The numbers that you showed us earlier, does that include any of those? As far as you know, I know it's an estimate,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, I've begun to flesh those out. I'm working on it. I don't have it all yet. That's why I didn't really have numbers attached to any of this tonight. But I do realize we will have some expenses, of course, you know, yearly expenses, besides a note.
Right.
So not there yet, but working on it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be some work.
Mayor, I, of course, everybody had calls, probably on this, and I was telling the people that, called me and said, call your city councilman, or your parish councilman that represents the city. Maybe y'all can put a little pressure on negotiating a deal to give us more time. Because, you know, even though you're in the city, you're in the parish too, and I really believe how a deal can be made, but I'm not in that kind of position to say that. But I'm telling them to call their parish councilman and see what they can do to help us, because we're all in this together. I mean, this is not your project, our project. I mean, the dogs, you don't know if it's coming from the parish or the city. Oh, look, that's a city dog. Oh, that's a parish dog. Gee.
They don't know.
I mean,
And they don't know
nobody
either.
knows. And some of these dogs have
Most of them don't
collars.
vote. No.
So they, you know, they might be a dog that just got out and followed the pack. I mean, I think we need to really work on it because spending all this money because of, I don't know why. If it's personalities or whatever, I think it's not right for this city and this parish. Somehow, something should be able to be worked out, at least for a time, because it takes a lot of money for us if we, backed in the corner, have to do it. It just takes time. I mean, and I think, I hope you and maybe the parish president can work out something to give us more time and maybe some flexibility of our plan. I mean, if he's spending $1 million on that thing and we spending $1 million, really? I mean, to me, I just think that's not good for nobody, But unless we put a fence around the city and don't let their dogs come in our city. But I hope something can be worked out, Mayor, because I
Yes, sir.
believe it's something that everybody can benefit and be responsible about
I'm gonna
spending
go
money.
around
You know what I'm talking
and
about?
talk.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
That spending money, I think, is wasteful. That's just me.
Okay.
But if we have to do it, we have to do it,
Yep. Yes, sir. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
around everybody.
I would agree with Mr. Doyle on that. I don't think that the people of our community are gonna be best served by having two facilities. I've spoken to a couple, to a few parish council members, and I've been told that it's not completely off the table to renegotiate. Well, if that is the fact, then it's reckless for them to be holding, for the administration, the parish administration to be holding that information and not coming to us and offering some kind of negotiation and putting it on the table, what needs to be done to make it work. So I'm disappointed in that. I'm also disappointed in the fact that we haven't gotten the information, public information request on the how the money has been spent, because obviously that track record is important to us to be able to make a budget, a real budget, on what our facility would cost and how much we need to allocate for the years to come. And again, I echo with the comments that were previously made about that we're all one people. The dogs don't know, and we have no idea where the dogs originated from. So I would just ask that the parish, someone from the parish reach out and let's make it happen together.
Yeah, I think by end of this contract, a disservice to the people. About 2 weeks ago, I had somebody in my district got bit by a dog.
I know.
So we need this service here. So we gotta find a, solution, a reason to kind of get this under control, and whatever we have to do, we have to try to do, because if the parish gonna end the contract, we have to do something.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Where it seems logical to just say, let's renegotiate the contract and make something work. It's hard for me to agree to that because we've basically been left to the wolves twice already since I've been here. The contract has been, we've been sent the letter to end the contract twice in 5 years that I know of since I've been here. So it's really hard to have that trust, to want to work something out and just expect that everything's gonna be fine, because when's the next letter gonna come wanting to cancel contract? But at the same time, I know that we don't have millions of dollars just set aside to make a new facility. It'd be great if we did, but that's just not reality right now. So it's just kind of a difficult thing to wrap your brain around when you really think about it.
That it
But
is.
I don't know. I wish that we had something that we could just make our own. I feel like that is the best option. That way we know that it can't be taken away from us.
That's correct. That's correct.
But we also need funding, so.
Yeah, I know. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I think, I think that the city is really going into uncharted territories. I mean, since 18, we've been relying on the parish contract, and it's disingenuous for me to think that it's not politically motivated why this decision was made. That's my opinion. But, between a dog and a resident of our city, there should be no politics. I mean, it's a service that we need to provide, regardless of who we are, city or parish. It's a service, and that's what the people are telling me. Just figure it out, and we need to figure it out. And I think that short-term solutions are not acceptable. I think we need long-term solutions. I think the parish has left us on the hook twice already, and I'm agreeing with some of the comments tonight. It's just, to me, it's just not a service that needs to be funded by multiple municipalities. I think it should be funded by one municipality, but I will say this, that the service that we're getting now is unacceptable. There needs to be accountability installed. It needs to be done in a better manner and provide an equal amount of service to all municipalities if we're gonna go about it in that way. Spending additional money on a new shelter, if that's what we gotta do, then we're gonna do it. This council's gonna figure it out, and we're gonna get it done. Will there be some setbacks? Absolutely be some setbacks, but I would urge and request the mayor to go sit down and put the chips on the table and see what we can do for our residents and see what's the best results we can get, because not only us, but all the other municipalities deserve a good service that could protect its kids, its children, its families from, dogs running around the city. And what I see and what I know now is far-fetched from par. It really needs to be improved, and I would like to entertain a question to our city attorney about the public records request. What legal obligations does the parish have to provide that information to us? Because if we have to make a decision, we need it, and the timeline is passed.
Look, we can follow up on that. Enforcement can be by private action or through the DA's office, but we can follow up on the request.
Please do.
And I have no problem, because I've been in that position quite a few times as the mayor. So Jeff and I can go pay a visit. It's not like we haven't done it before. So,
Ready to go.
I have no problem, and I'm ready to go too. So I think the first thing I'll do is set up an appointment and see if Jeff and I can't go pay a visit and see where that leads. I might get the answers that we need to decide one of these paths. Maybe something else could be negotiated. I'm open to at least entertain that. I do realize that, when you quit twice, it sets a pattern.
Right.
Doesn't mean something couldn't work out. So I got no problem. I'm just going to keep y'all abreast, because that's my job. I am continuing to design. I'm continuing to price. I do need that information before I can come back with, any kind of overhead. Because we have not run a shelter in a very long time. It's probably been 30 years.
Right.
So nothing I could even find in the vault would be applicable. So I have no problem, I will continue to flesh this out. I work on this every day. I'm going to continue to go down the road of the nonprofit and the other options, and looking at, if I could find an existing building that could work. So I'll flesh out everything, but I have no problem, Jeff and I are going to pay a visit and see if that's productive.
One request that I wanted to finish,
Sure.
but when you do make that request, if possible, could we do it in writing and copy all the parish councilmen that we are reaching out Olive Branch to go discuss this issue with them, so they're aware that we're trying to, fix the problem that their residents rely on our city as well?
I guess we can. I've actually
Just wanna
never.
make the council.
I never crossed the line of sending things to elected officials that weren't our elected officials.
Well,
You know what I mean?
and the reason
I've
the
just
reason
never
I say
done it.
that, I got
I
parish
have
council
request-
calling me.
Yeah, I have requested, and I can do a request to the parish president and the administration to disseminate the information.
Sure.
But it's not usually normal for as the mayor to start communicating with parish council people. Yes, sir.
You could copy the council, and the council.
That's what all I'm asking.
That's what I'll do. I'll just, in the email, I'll just
Copy
copy.
whoever they
That's
think will
what I
help.
was asking.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, that's what I was
I can do
asking.
that. Okay.
Not request, but that's.
Everybody spoke once?
Got
Think
Ron,
we're good?
and I want some.
Okay, yes, sir. Back to you.
Everything that's being said right now, I think, is very legitimate. We do have, first of all, a requirement to be fulfilled according to our agreement. I think one of the things we have also to deal with is the amount of animals that has to be serviced. And I think that the shelter that we have and what they have may not be adequate enough. So we have some issues I believe we need to address. And I don't think it's too far-fetched to get to the table to address what is needed to address the issue itself with the dogs, and not whether it's a parish or a city issue. I think it's just that we need to deal with the issue itself at hand and what's required to meet that need. Of course, it's going to take funding, I'm more than sure, because we're looking at doing a shelter. And I think we had so many different kennels and stuff like that that we were paying for. Is that adequate enough to deal with what we're dealing with? Apparently, it may or may not be. So we got a lot of questions, I think. So, but how we fill that void is to go and ask the questions.
Well,
you
we
know.
have. So if they answer the public records request, look,
Yeah,
all I do is design and build stuff every day of my life.
Oh, definitely.
So, I've asked for the information to answer those questions. So hopefully, when we get the public records request, that will help me
Definitely.
ascertain, because what I asked for was all the intake of the dogs,
Correct.
parish-wide, by jurisdiction. So once I have that, then I can back figure and look at, kennel space, look at numbers. I asked how many dogs were euthanized. Then I can know when it's part of the business. I hate that part of it, but then I'll know when the kennel space frees up. So I made a chart and said, if you were designing something, what would I need to know? And those were because we added a few more questions to the list. So I've asked those questions. So once we get those answers,
Those
you're not
questions
wrong.
to the parish.
Yes, that's in the public records request. You're not wrong. Once we get those answers, that helps me fill the gap to understand what I need, what the need is, what the capacity needs to be. And once they answer all the questions with the money, well, then it's very easy, because you can't go and do something that you don't know what the market rate is, regardless of what it is. You got to know what a dog catcher gets paid. You got to know what an administrator gets paid. You got to know what the people that clean the kennels get paid. So you got to have the food bill, the vet bill. So we've thought of all of that. Once I get that information, then it will be the appropriate time to put numbers together. So it's coming. So you're not wrong. I guess
But
what I'm
the key-
saying is
the key
you're
is, too,
right
that you
on.
said time.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, I didn't set the deadline. So.
No, what I'm saying is that because it's time sensitive, I think it's more than adequate that we get to the table to discuss the time and everything else, and make it known that, hey, this is where we are.
I don't disagree with any of the comments tonight.
Okay.
That's why I put it on, so we could have this.
Yeah, one
That's why we
last
do
thing.
well together, because we're a team. I never move. I might think about it. I might go plan in the corner, but I never really execute until I come back to y'all.
Appreciate that.
I got one thing
We a
left.
team. Yes, sir.
Saying what Brooke was talking about too, she was right about that too, as far as we've negotiated on this a few times, you got the letters and everything. I don't really feel or believe it's gonna be no negotiation as far as that goes, but I really look at too is I'm looking at the future part of it for us as a city too, because we got a lot of new homes that's being built, and stuff like that too. We have to look at the future and look at all that. That's bringing in more people that might have more dogs and more pets and everything. So we gotta look far ahead, man. And that's it. That's all I
Mayor.
gotta say.
Yes, sir.
We've been operating a sewer plant 50/50 for how many years with the parish?
Oh, quite a long time.
I mean,
Cotton
that's what I'm
Street.
saying. If we
Quite
can
a long
work
time.
even a kennel with part of our employees, part of their employees, so we'll have a hand in it to know what's happening. I just think there's a more efficient way of doing it. And I agree with you totally about the contracts have not been fulfilled, but if you're part of the project or part of the plan, then you can know what's going on. And that's an option. Could we do it on other things? I mean, they bring sewer to our plant. We have another plant we partnership in. We do things together. And I just think this is something maybe we can do together with some of our employees or employees that we pay for and be accountable to look out for our interests. Because we have plenty of things in the city that happens to. That's what I'm saying.
I understand.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So I agree totally, Mr. Dahl. We can spend an unlimited amount of money on an animal shelter and a facility and a service, but I think to the other extreme, we could have 2 kennels. And the ugly part of the business, as the mayor said, is euthanizing. And that's not a good plan. So if we have 2 kennels or 5 kennels or no kennels, the animals have to be dealt with. And the only other option is to euthanize them. And that's not a good plan that I'm in favor of. So the best way to get a full service facility is to work together rather than one or two small facilities that are not capable of doing the job where more dogs are suffering. Because if we can only build 10, and they can only build 10, the parish can only build 10, and together we could build 50, then to me, less dogs are gonna be euthanized. I would also offer that we, although we do have a short-term bad record with the parish quitting on the animal shelters service and agreement, I try to look forward to what's gonna happen 50 years from now. Because when we're gonna make a $3-4 million investment for our community and the bill that goes with it, is that something we want to leave our community with, a note for 10 years and a facility that has to be paid for and then renovated? And, because that's a tough business, like the sewer business, things break at a rapid rate because of the nature of the facility and what it's used for. So if this $1 million capital outlay request was meeting their $1 million capital outlay request, then we'd put them in the same pot. That, I think that service goes a lot further. So I would just say that the people who are in office right now that are causing the problems are running the interference, in my opinion, running the interference and willing to quit so quickly will not always be in office. And we were talking about the pictures on the wall. They all had struggles along the way, the different administrations, thank you, Mr.
26
Gonsolin.
mayors before me, they had-
Yeah.
each one had their own challenges.
Right, so each administration has their own struggles and
That's a true
so-
statement.
all things come to an end. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further? Well, this is good. This gave me some feedback, and I will continue doing my work, and guess we're going on a field trip. Thank y'all very much. Council announcements, I'll start on Councilwoman Brooke Markotte's side tonight.
Okay, we have a fiber contractor that has torn up some yards in my district. And it's been torn up for about a month now.
Please call, let me know. I have had some issues. Our city attorney has had an issue. Many of my friends have had issues, and I have got them corrected.
Okay.
That is the new company that we voted to allow, Optimum. But they have straightened out some things. They have not on others yet. Just call my office, let me know. I got a hotline, and I will start hammering them.
Okay, because they did leave a business card with a name and number, and those residents have actually called and seen no results. So
I
hopefully
will-
we can put some fire there and,
To me, and I'll try to add some fire.
Okay.
It has not been as smooth as they promised. It has not been, the door hangers and the notifications have not, it has not gone well. I am
Yeah,
not
it's-
happy with it.
It's been something. I've been
Yes,
getting
ma'am.
some
I
calls
totally
recently.
agree. They cut Cox's cable in quite a few areas. That's what you do with your competition, I guess. You cut them out. But
They cut my water line.
literally,
They busted some water
they have
lines,
broken
yes.
water
My neighbor's sewer
lines.
line.
They have
Yep.
broken water lines, sewer lines.
I had to call local.
We have learned a lesson. You know, we all did this because we wanted to have competition and we thought we all talked about it. We would have cheaper rates for our citizens. We also made them, it was top secret. They wouldn't let me keep it. It was weird. Come to my office, they unroll the map, okay? I wanted to make sure that they serviced the bulk of our community. I did not want them to go and just service one side of town. So I made a requirement before I signed the paper, they had to come and show me the map. When I realized it was evenly spread through the whole city, I said, okay, we're giving people an option. And that's why we voted on it. That's when the guy came, that's, you know, we all voted yes. I learned a lesson, okay, with a new utility or a new agreement coming in, if we don't get something out of the deal, then even though we were all of good intention to help our citizens with the rates, if we don't have a hammer and we don't get something out of the deal and we don't have something to pick up and slam them with it, I'm not going to get into another one, I can tell you, because this did not go like we thought.
Right.
And I'm sure we all feel the same way, you know?
Yes, yes.
So we
it's-
won't do another one that doesn't have some teeth in it and doesn't have some gain more than the goodwill we thought we were giving to our citizens.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you that information.
do.
That way we can get that situated.
Yep. we can-
Also, I know it's gumbo cook-off weekend this weekend. Are any of y'all cooking? Anybody? No?
No?
Okay. Well, I will go and just eat other people's food then.
Okay, there you go.
Plan to join you.
Thank you for telling us. I plan to join you.
Deal. That's all.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
We have on October the 9th at the West End Park Pancakes and Painting for 55 and older. And that's by New Day and City and me. And also have the St. Edward Church Fair coming up. I'm co-chair of the whole fair. It's on the 17th, 18th. The parade is on the 18th. Line up at 12, start at 1. On a Friday night, the 17th, it's my event, the bingo. I'm over that, and that's doors open at 6, start at 7. And at Sunday, they have the barbecue dinner. And we got 4 performers going to be doing that Saturday, start at 4:30. David Sylvester, Lady Lisa, Legit, and Mr. Floyd. So it's a little mini concert. So y'all come out and enjoy, bring your chair, and have fun.
Thank you, sir.
So it's been official for quite some time, but finally, our signage has been put up and unveiled. So we are now officially, extra official, I guess, Veterans Memorial Highway. So you may see some, a couple of, or more that are already up. A couple of signs are already up. They're Veterans Memorial Drive. And that is what the state put up by way of the parish government. And the city has been gracious, the mayor and the Public Works Department has been gracious enough to make a few signs. We're starting to put them along the Admiral Doyle Drive corridor. We made our signs according to what the state legislature passed, and their language says Veterans Memorial Highway. So not to be confused, it's going to continue to be Admiral Doyle Drive. There's going to be no change in addresses, but we are just doing our best to honor the veterans. So you may see some highway signs, you may see some drive signs, but the bulk of it is we say thank you to our veterans for the next 100 years in this. Yes, from.
Thank you for your work
yeah.
on that, because I know how much you've had to do with that.
Yes,
I
thank you,
appreciate that.
thank you. I appreciate you acknowledging that. It's been a long haul. We got a lot of momentum gathered throughout the community with the veterans groups, the different municipal, political entities all supported it. And Representative Bobo, he brought it to Baton Rouge, and our legislators supported it and got it passed. So it's official, and you'll start seeing the signs. So thanks to all the folks who helped make it happen.
Sir.
So Brooks gonna be eating gumbo on Sunday, but I'll be running the 5K on Saturday morning. That's a sponsorship for the Advent activities for the city of Iberia. So they are doing the what? Well, you said you were eating gumbo. I can't go eat gumbo. I gotta work. But no, I'll be running Saturday morning for the fundraiser for Teresa Kutuana for the Advent for the city activity, and they have spots available if anybody wants to come run and come out and support. And good luck to all the gumbo teams, and hope y'all enjoy it. The weather's gonna be really, really nice.
Bring your own donuts for the run.
Oh, then I'll never finish.
Yeah, we had a good meeting tonight. I appreciate all the things that we talked about, because it's definitely things that we have to look forward to coming into 2026. And hopefully we can all work together and try to see what we can do to make the citizens feel a lot more comfortable. There's a gumbo cook-off this weekend. I don't know, normally Mus and Patu is in it. I don't know if they're in it this year, but anybody wants to come out, go out there and check it out. It's something that's been going on a long time here, and it's
35th year.
and it's a lot of people like it. And next month, I'm gonna do another neighborhood watch meeting. I didn't do one last month and this month, but I'm planning on doing one, to represent Thanksgiving for all the people that's gonna come out. And Ms. Jane Bro says she'll come and speak and talk to us about some positive things that we can look forward to in our community. And the veteran deal, I saw that and read it. It's very positive. I would always be involved in a lot of the veteran things that would come up even through the years when I was on the council. And to see them recognize true veterans, you know, in our community like that is something that's pretty positive. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I'd like to commend the city and the police department for a good operation for the Sugarcane Festival that went out uneventful, you know, because, I mean, last year we couldn't say that, but there's always going to be room for improvements and stuff. We just got to keep on chipping away on this issue with the dogs and everything. I do feel that we will come to some form of an agreement. We just have to keep chipping away and put first things first. But it's an exercise and a challenge, which that's what we do. And I think the more we do it, the better we get, you know. So I think that's going to be a plus. I also want to make a correction to an ad put in the Daily Iberia on September 27th in regards to a misprint, I guess you would call it. There's no Ron White on this console. Okay? So therefore, let it be noted and corrected. But you got the rest of it done, yeah.
In a big headline.
Yeah, that was the joke of the day, but that's, say that for April
It
1st.
did get some attention.
It did.
Did it?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a joke.
It was funny. Yes, sir.
Well, I will not be running the 5K.
Oh,
Don't
man,
wait for me at
I
the
was
finish
betting
line.
on you.
Hey, Dan.
Well, let me just tell you. But I want to thank Troy for what he did with the signs for the veterans. He's been working for years on that, and it's a lot. People think it's easy, but when you have a highway or a state road, you have to go through a lot for something that means so much forever. So I want to thank him for that. And I want to thank, Mr. Ron spoke about the city workers and the police department for the Sugarcane Festival. I worked it Saturday, and if you don't think people come here from out of town, work the gate.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you. You know, before it's like, man, I used to know like 80% of the people, 20 I didn't know. It seemed like I didn't know 80, I only knew 20. And they do come, and it's a good thing because, and the police force did such a great job, so professional, and even the people cleaning the garbage cans and making sure when they full. I mean, it was a top operation. You couldn't say anything to do it better. Even the weather was good. So I appreciate the city and the city workers picking up those barricades, putting out the barricades. It's just a lot. But when you see the people there and they come in from other communities, then you know, well, it's worth it. And like I said, I hope it looks like the weather's gonna be good for the gumbo cook-off, and I hope that goes well for the chamber. So, thank you.
I'm gonna echo some of Dan's comments. You know, when I watch Public Works clean up after every parade and every one of these functions, when I see what the police department does, when I see what all of our departments do, and our functions are growing, more and more are happening, more and more of them have decided that downtown is the spot. So we get them back to back. You know, we had a very small festival this past weekend, the Bayou Tesh Fest. We have, you know, the Gumbo Cook-Off coming. We have the Halloween parade coming. Then we have the Christmas parade. I mean, when it starts, it's 6 months of a strain on every one of our departments. You know, the overtime has to be managed, just the manpower, the equipment. None of that is easy. And until I became the mayor, I don't think I appreciated, until I saw it firsthand, the amount of work it takes, the amount of manpower it takes, the amount of equipment. Kudos to every one of our departments and all of our city workers, because without them, we couldn't do this.
And Mayor, how good did the stage do?
Hey, it was rocking.
Unbelievable.
It was rocking.
Everybody make
We have,
comments.
we have
It was
one
unbelievable.
issue at
Yeah.
some point, okay, when the bands change, the ramp is on the side it's on because of the handicap parking, the way that you enter, the way that you get up to the Steamboat Pavilion, the way that a handicapped person accesses the whole dance floor or the stage or just the whole facility. So the ramp's on the right side. But I've pretty well come to the conclusion that we either need another ramp on the opposite side or a lift. Now, a lift is going to cause trouble A lift always has to be maintained. A ramp would be the answer. Now, it might mean that that street has to become a one-way street, which is just a little bitty service alley, basically. There's no businesses that face on it except for us. There's parking and access, you know, to tobacco buildings and parking areas. But at some point, I'll be addressing that I do think a ramp in the long run would be cheaper. But I think we're gonna need a smaller ramp on that side for the bands. Because what happens as you switch bands, you have tons of traffic and you're coming right across the dance floor. We have one other issue. It's not a big deal, but from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, the sun is right in the eyes of all of the bands, okay? They all loved the place, and then when the sun got in the right angle, they all started dogging us. Now, it was fun at first because they were dogging a parish, so I was just I was working the gate with Dan. I was like, oh, yeah, man, go ahead. And then it didn't take long. They realized it was a city thing, and then they started calling me out, okay?
Yeah.
But anyway, it was fun. So at some point, I think we'd run some stainless cables and put some shade cloth, and that would fix that problem. I don't think that's an expensive problem, but the facility is wonderful. You know, they were all calling me for months and telling me that I didn't know how to design the electrical, it wasn't gonna be good enough, and that was like the big old deal. Got with the engineers, let me tell you, they were telling me you could run a circus. You could run 4 bands at a time with the electrical we have. The stage functions really well, everything, you know, these are 2 small issues for what we are very blessed to have what we have. It really functioned. The 4 bathrooms work very well. The whole thing is really good. We just have a couple things to tweak, which you can always expect that. But yeah, it was real fun to watch it really be used. I mean, that facility was rocking, and I don't know how many people were there. It was thousands. I mean, that is something to be proud of. And no issues. We handled it all. That shows that we can do this. And we will continue to do that. And as a community, you know, it's a blast when you watch your whole community come together. When you see people from every part of New Iberia, and as Dan says, plus so many people you never saw in your life. I mean, the amount of people that have come from out of town, that's a testament to what we're offering. So kudos to all of that, and been a long meeting, so looking to adjourn.
Motion?
Thank you.